Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Diecast. My name's Tyrone, and do you have a problem? I do. It's collecting these fantastic police cars, mainly Ford Crown Victorias, this one a 1995 Chicago police version from the Hot Pursuit range from Greenlight. What's to know about this? I already have one, but where there is one, there is many more. I've pre-cut all of these, so I'll open them all. Pre-cut, he says, but made a mess of that, so let's see if I can cut my fingers while I rapidly get these out of their prisons. So yeah, this is an older Crown Victoria. Get off. Ah yes. So those slimline tail lights on the older ones. I always think of, as I decide to bring you down a notch or two, I always think of Crown Victorias as this fella. Quite possibly my favourite car on this earth of ours. But yeah, Crown Victoria actually goes back decades and decades. So many different shapes, just like Australia's Commodores and Falcons. Here is another Ford Crown Victoria from 1983. This is the X-Files version. Let's just get it open, shall we? Yeah, my problem with police cars is I can't say no. I go into a shop earnestly looking for something completely different, and then they present these to me and I proceed to the checkout. I thought there was some faults on that one, but just a little bit of debris from packaging and manufacturing, no doubt. I got a bit of a wave of this one, the 2011 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, State Highway Patrol, State of Kansas. I don't like it when they mix up the order of the words on things. Makes you feel dyslexic. That's the back. I think I've shown this in a previous video because I have one down here beside me, and as I open these I'll just randomly populate the table with other cop cars, all from Greenlight. This is a Greenlight show. I don't know what I'll call this video yet. I have some silly ideas in mind, so we'll see where that winds up. The light on the top of these I've heard nicknamed as the gumdrop, the disco light, and others. I quite like the singular light, although going back to my favourite, that slimline light bar is my favourite. And that's not all. We've got New Hampshire State Police represented here today. This is not a Crown Victoria, obviously. The 2018 Dodge Charger. Strange livery. Not the first one of these to come across my desk either. But the thing with police cars, as you've probably seen in your rearview mirror, if you've been naughty, is they just keep turning up. Have you seen the, and I shouldn't be talking about this because I really have kicked this particular habit, but have you seen the cop car chases or police chases on YouTube? They're so addictive. But what I've noticed about the American ones, and they're naturally the best because they have the coolest cars. What I've noticed about them is the cops just don't stop coming. In numbers, I'm talking about. If you run from the police in the States, it seems to be a bit of a honey trap for police cars or police jurisdictions. I don't know. there's his buddy. They just keep on turning up. So if it's a half-hour chase, you might have 100 cops behind you, or in front of you, or in the sky, or all around. And that's no good, is it? I think the few times I've been pulled over by the police, it's usually for speeding or random breath test operations roadside. We'll just keep on opening these, shall we? We've seen this before. 2011 Ford Crown Victoria again from the Kansas part of town. What was the same? Yeah. So your heart sinks when a police car appears seemingly after you. You know what you've done wrong. You stop. You have your medicine, your brief chat, and everybody parts company. No shots fired. Oops. But I suppose if you're on the run anyway and you happen to be speeding, which you probably cast aspersions here, but you've probably got a lot more to lose than a couple of $100 fine or whatever. Anyway, I was in a car as a passenger years and years ago. I was quite young. My brother was driving, and my brother was driving a little bit too quickly, maybe a lot too quickly. He loved his powerful cars. I think we were in a very hotted up Falcon, probably an XB or XC Falcon, mid or late 70s Falcon. This would have been in the late 80s. And the police on a different highway, a parallel highway, detected he was going considerably faster than the sign suggested we should, and sped to catch up to us, and did. So my brother leaps out of the car, pulls over, obviously. The car was completely stationary. My brother leaps out of the car and has quite an animated conversation with the officer, and came back a full 5-6 minutes later and starts the car up, and we're on our way. And I said to him, "What was all that about?" And he goes, "Oh, I didn't get a ticket." I said, "How did that happen?" And he goes, "Oh, I asked him about his V8, and he seemed so happy that somebody noticed that he was driving a V8." And he let him off. So, yeah. Anyway, did I just slip that the Crown Victoria in? Oh, let's sit you back a little bit, because you're going to miss half the show. We can't have that. Actually, what I can do... There's a strange alarm going on up the hall. I think that's my wife's phone. Sorry about that if that came through. What do you see? They seem to be kind of in the way. Get the tool kids to the back of the class photo. And we'll just open this. Yeah, so we got off the ticket. I think the dumbest thing I've done when a policeman or a police car is in my field of view was I was on a road trip down south, a couple of hours down south, and I'd actually wagged work for the day because I'd had the flu, and I was fed up with everything, so I filled up the tank and headed down south to Albany or Busselton or somewhere around there, south of Perth. And there was a cop car in front of me, and he was just cruising a bit too slow for my liking. I was bored with the road trip and I just wanted to get home. So I overtook him. And I wasn't going that fast, but it deeply offended him. So he pulled me over and scolded me and accused me of being on drugs. And I said, "No, I've just got the flu, thank you." And he was annoyed enough to think about taking me in for some kind of drug test or something or other. But I put on my innocent face, and I got off with that as well. But he still wasn't happy when he let me go. That's a strange looking one, isn't it? But I haven't always been that lucky. I've been a bit of a lead foot in my younger days. And yeah, you don't get to keep your license for very long if you speed constantly, as I found out in my 20s. Hey, that's looking pretty good now, isn't it? It's like decorating the Christmas tree. Yeah, that's looking really good. What we need now is a police scene, a roadside scene. Who do we choose? Not Starsky and Hutch. Nothing beige. Put those over there. I was pretty sure I did have another X-Files cop car, and there it is. I'm pretty sure I yacked through this whole thing, so I don't really know what I got. Alright, roadside. Who do we choose? Do we choose bad guy? Is that too cliche? Probably. Gee, it soaks up the light too, so maybe not. Some out-of-towners. They look like they're looking for trouble. Maybe not. Is it usually a little more mundane? Like that. Get the drug dogs out on him. Or maybe a bit more colour. Too much black and white on the table. Maybe some sophisticates. What would they be busted for? Speeding? Tax evasion? Maybe tax evasion. We'll leave them there. It sounds serious, so we'll get the sergeant involved. He arrives. We don't have a... would these be a border control? Maybe not. They went across state lines, so we'll get the state trooper involved. Maybe a dog in the back. Sniff out the seats. Yeah. But yeah, my point is, if you do see those lights flashing in your rearview mirror, pull over, unless you're pretty sure you're going to go to jail, then fang it. Hope you enjoyed this video. I did. And as more and more cop cars come in, which inevitably they will, I'll bring them to you. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.